Welcome back, my little lambs. This video is going to be a bit of a long one. I thought about trying to split it up, but that was just going to be too much editing on its own. So we've got to jump in here and do some quick upgrading to our mechs. We want to get our direwolves maxed out as much as possible with everything that we can. We're also going to be buying an extra direwolf, and we'll be going to the barracks and making sure everybody has got their skills maxed out as much as possible, and that they're hopefully set up for using assault mechs or direwolves directly, because the final few missions of the game is actually coming up, and we're going to need direwolves. It's going to be hard trying to stick with some of the smaller or less well-built assault mechs. Direwolves are going to be the only way we're pretty much going to be able to beat this level, and you're going to see as it goes on just how bad this level can be. I had to keep restarting it over and over because of some very bad game mechanics. There's a beginning ambush, and somehow the light mechs that the enemy sends at you, there's just something about the way that they're coming that somehow, no matter what, they can score direct hits on you that will instantly take out components. So you may not even get 1 minute into the mission, and all of a sudden you've lost 2 or 3 of your main weapons. So that's one of the first things you got to watch out for this mission. And throughout the rest of the mission, it's really going to be bad. There will be a couple of areas where you may have to sit there and reload from an autosave, or you may want to save as you're doing this mission. You know, once you clear out one area, save real quick so you can reload from that if you have to. Let's go ahead and get into this mission briefing, and they're going to give us some information, and we'll be hopping into the landing zone after that.
That a member of the ruling family has taken the field.
Moving on, the 1st Jaguar Guard was able to push the Kharidan line back from Basin Lake to the southern tip of the Waseda Hills, where the 1st and 2nd Sword of Light have held them to a standstill. We have been called up to break this standstill and punch through the Kharidan's battle line to blow the entire front open. The 1st Jaguar Guard believes this location to be our best chance of breaking through. A mountain fortification that, if taken, gives us valuable high ground and flanking routes on other DCMS positions.
Why this location? Typically, strongholds such as this are force multipliers for the defenders. Any aggressor would be at a serious disadvantage.
The DCMS has spread its forces thin, attempting to prevent us from bypassing their battle line and making a break for the Imperial City. The Jaguar Guard believes this location is undermanned because of this. If we manage to take this fortification, we can then leverage it as a rallying point and staging center for our push into the Imperial City. Galaxy Commander Dorian Worth thinks it is worth the risk, so we will see it taken. Any questions?
No, Star Colonel.
Good hunting out there, everyone.
Entering the AO, Silver One.
The Sword of Light's battle line is straight ahead. Once you make contact, pounce with as much ferocity as you can. We need to punch through to their fortification.
We hear you, Star Colonel. No mercy.
Fighting against the Otimo and the Sword of Light? This is where we can really make our mark. No more Desgor pirates. We are going to topple the Kharidan regime.
Do not be too hasty to declare yourselves Rise Stars. Focus on getting the job done first. You can gloat and dream of being entered into the remembrance later.
Agreed. This battle is not just for any world. It is to topple the entirety of the Draconis Combine.
Do not lose sight of that.
Welcome to the front lines, Cobalt. These Curitans are not messing around. I've been losing warriors left and right. We have been trying to punch through to get to an airbase not too far from here, but their artillery is relentless. It has been difficult to approach.
Somebody must do it, or we will not gain an inch here. Do you really want the Nova Cats to beat us to the Imperial City?
Neg, but my cluster has been beating these free births back for hours now. We are in no shape to take the vanguard on this.
That is why we are here. Cobalt will take the van, but we appreciate any help we can get.
I will see what I can do. After the ambush we suffered through earlier, I am sure I can find some volunteers.
Thank you, Star Colonel. Leave it to us to break through. Your MechWarriors can bring up the rear.
Make Kerensky look over you. Good hunting.
Same to you, Star Colonel.
So you may have been wondering why I was sitting here the whole time while the Star Colonel was giving us a briefing on this area. It's because we need to wait for these reinforcements that he's sending us. If we would have advanced, we're going to be getting into that first little ambush I was talking about earlier, where they do a lot of damage to us. And so it's not exactly using them as bait or anything. I mean, they are here to help us. But we're going to let them go up first and help draw out the enemy, and then that's going to give us a better chance of us being able to target the enemy and take them out very quickly. There's going to be several of light enemy mechs, and then there's going to be a marauder hiding on a hill to the right trying to snipe us out with its PPC, so we got to watch out for that guy too. So let's get going.
Hostiles. Air, ground elements, you name it.
I even see snipers stationed on those cliffs.
Not snipers.
LRM carriers. Quick, get to cover. Stravog, the first Jaguar said this OZ was lightly guarded.
They said it was our best chance to break through. They never said anything about it being lightly guarded.
Okay, so next we got to start advancing towards the hill. There's a couple little tanks coming up behind us that we got to help take out. The rear guard would go after them if they ignore us, but those tanks would be attacking us. Right now you can see the rear guard is advancing on everybody on the hill up ahead. So I mean, on their own they're pretty good about attacking, and they will follow the orders that you give everybody in your team. So keeping the rear guard with you as long as possible is definitely a good thing that'll help you out. They are going to follow you for as much of this first part of the mission as they can. So now that we've got this area cleared, we need to start advancing towards our next nav point, which you can see is pretty far away. So we're going to go ahead and I thought you could sit there and change formation, but you can't, or if you can, I just don't remember how to do it. I was going to try and get everybody to where they're going up ahead of me a little bit instead of this classic V formation with me in the lead, because as we get further into this mission, there's going to be times that we need to go ahead and directly tell our teammates where they need to go. We want to send them out ahead, and that's going to help bring out the enemy quicker, and it's also going to help give us a better chance at fighting the enemy because we're going to have more of our mechs in line and everything for their weapons. So we're going to start advancing here and wait for some enemies to pop out, and we're going to keep on going with this.
Cobalt, we have flagged a series of orbital cannons set into the cliffs.
Clever.
Those cannons must be disabled, or we will be unable to leverage our dropships in the region. We are detecting a strong energy source at a high ground beyond the valley. Marking it on your map. Might be a power source. We will need to fight our way through the valley and airbase to get to it.
As if we needed more on our plate.
Going back and forth with them will not get us anywhere. We need to keep pressing forward.
F. Shalom bombers approaching the AO.
Eyes up, everyone. Watch for flyers.
Okay, so we've made it closer to the hill, and now we've got a bit of an uphill battle here. We got to watch out for enemy artillery. That's going to be raining down on us. There's going to be lots of tanks coming down the hill. There's going to be several other mechs that show up. Now, right now, if you look at your radar, it looks like we've lost our rear guard, but no, they actually ended up noticing the enemy mechs before we did, and they've gone off to attack them. So once you see us get up this hill a little bit further and the enemy mechs pop up, you'll also see the rear guard popping up fighting them. So what we want to focus on is all these tanks and air units that are going to be attacking. You know, they're going to be doing some of the biggest damage to us, and take them out and then try and take out the enemy mechs as quick as possible.
Weakness with unbridled ferocity. They're very similar to us in that way.
Is that admiration I hear?
They could even rival any of the homeworlds. Hell, they might even exceed the skill of clans like the Blood Spirits.
Wrecked another.
Weapons free on your target.
Another down.
Target destroyed.
The hill is riddled with contacts blocking our path.
Okay, this is one of the spots where it might be a good idea to save. There are going to be some repair bays up ahead, and, at least 2 of us are going to be needing them. There's also going to be a lot of enemies up ahead, so this is going to be another spot where we want to sit there and use the map view to sit there and direct everybody where they need to go. And we do have at least one of the rear guard with us, so that's going to help out. But let's go ahead and get going up this and see if we can battle our way through this air base and get to those repair spots.
Pathetic.
All right, we have finally broken through to target airbase. It is well defended.
Cobalt, the Genyosha have revealed themselves. They are cutting through the Jaguar guards' flanks. We need those guns deactivated to provide the guards with dropship support.
If we had issued a patrol, we would have at least known what we were dealing with. You think we could trust them after what they did on Wolf?
Focus is clearing this base. Otherwise, our flank will be exposed when we push towards their power stations. The Caretans have some auto repair bays. Patch up your machines to stay battle ready. Mech eliminated.
Enemy destroyed.
Systems offline.
Good work. You got their reactor.
Okay, so this is a good example of some of the BS things that I've talked about in previous videos, where the enemies seem to get lucky hits that are just, there's no way that should have happened. I got repaired to 93% armor, and they managed to take a hit on me that, only knocks me down to about 90, 89, and somehow I lose a bunch more of my systems. This is one of those times where, if you had saved before this, you're probably going to be wanting to sit there and reload real quick to be able to finish this mission, because after this battle here at these gates, it's only going to get worse, and by the end of this mission, we're probably going to lose a good chunk of our star mates. So it's up to you whether or not you want to start doing save spamming and reloading from this point on.
Mech destroyed.
On your target, Star Commander.
Star Commander.
Okay, so the gates are open and we're ready to make our way inside to the base. We're going to be using the battle grid again to sit there and give our star mates of commands to move up ahead. We're going to be getting into a little city area here, so that means there's going to be plenty of opportunities for the enemy to ambush us, but that also means there's going to be plenty of buildings for us to duck and cover behind. So we're definitely going to be having to get a little bit more tactical with our battle movements and everything here. We're going to be wanting to make sure that we position our star mates correctly, and we may have to sit there and let them do more of the fighting, and we're going to have to take kind of a rear guard position. So let's go ahead and see what we can do.
This must be the power relay station. Pick up the pace, Cobalt. We need to silence those guns.
On the Star Commander's target.
Enemy destroyed.
Focusing on your target, Star Commander.
Hardly a worthy fight. Another kill.
On your target.
Just keep pushing, Cobalt.
You kids miss Courchevel yet? Nag, warriors wasting away in garrison duty do not get written into the remembrance, or get sponsored for a blood name.
Af, what we are doing here has purpose.
Exactly. On the homeworlds, there was nothing to do but bicker and play at politics. I would have rather fought the Amphibians all over again than sit around and watch my sponsored warriors fail to achieve a blood name.
Unit down. On the Star Commander's target.
Okay, these are the last repair bays that we've got a chance to use. Alexander and Naomi definitely need it. They've lost some of their weapons and stuff, but hopefully we can get their armor up good enough that it's going to help protect them. And what weapons they have left will definitely help them fight off any enemies that we come across, because there's definitely going to be one big battle, getting to these repair bays, and then after that, we're basically in for, a boss battle. There's going to be so many enemies coming at us. There's going to be more of the heavy VTOL units that we have to worry about. And then there's going to be one heck of a surprise.
Enemy down.
You have some powerful machines ahead of you. I just ID'd them. They are not DCMS forces.
Who the hell are they?
Unknown, but my tactical comms flagged 2 unusual units. A Marauder 2 and an Annihilator.
So, Star Commander, only one outfit in the entire inner sphere regularly fields those kind of mechs. Wolf's Dragoons.
Impossible. Comstar said that they had some kind of blood feud with Karita.
Hi, they do. But those are Dragoon markings. They are here.
Freeborns! They are using our own tech against us!
Silver 1, did you get that? Hostiles belonging to Wolf's Dragoons were spotted in the field. I repeat, Wolf's Dragoons are in the field fighting with the Caritans.
What? How?
Unknown, but I have visual confirmation. It is them.
This changes nothing. See the mission through. We are already committed.
Yes, Star Colonel.
target down. Following your lead.
Engaging your target, Star Commander. Hi, on target. Reactive reach, get away from me!
Moving out, Star Commander.
Okay, so this is pretty much the last thing that we've got to do to complete this mission. We've got to find these power sources and take them out, but we've got these Wolves Dragoons to deal with. We know there's a Marauder 2 and an Annihilator out here somewhere on the field, and those are both very powerful mechs that could easily take the rest of our star mates out, and us with it. So we're definitely going into basically a boss battle here, and it's going to be interesting to see how many of us make it out, because poor Yuichi's down, and us and Mia and Naomi are pretty beat up. Alexander's hopefully doing good. You know, he should be able to hopefully give us some good backup, but let's find out.
Suppression activated. Weapons.
There goes another.
Target destroyed. New
Affirmative. On your target.
weapons online.
Heavy damage. Not going to last out here. Punching out.
silent. Good work, Cobalt. Star Colonel Radek, sending my dropships to aid us now. Where do you want us?
Reinforce our flanks! The Genyosha are tearing through what is left of us!
We still have Dragoons to contend with in the field.
Finish them off. We are almost done here.
We've got one Dragoon left. We're down to 44%. Naomi's down to 55%. Everybody else is out for the count. We've only got 4 lasers and an ultra cannon left. Let's see if we can take this guy out and hopefully complete this mission.
Star Commander.
Field is clear, Jaguar base. The installation is ours.
We are seeing the Sword of Light and Genyosha already in retreat. Good work, Cobalt. But this development with the Dragoons is troubling. The Great Houses have changed the rules. We now have mercenary forces to contend with. We must be on guard here on out. Who knows what other alliances are forming against us? Return to the ship. You will need to be ready for your next deployment.
Okay, so if you've been watching this entire time and you've made it to the end of the mission with me, thank you so very much for watching. I know that means you just spent over 40 minutes of your own personal time hanging out with me, and for that I am eternally grateful. So, this is NT Sheep in the Digital Wonderlands, and I hope to see you again next time.